everybody, welcome to Before College TV. I'm Harlan Cohn, and we have another conversation. I know this is going to be a good conversation. I'm feeling it. These guests, these panelists, they're extraordinary. We've got a student from Chattanooga State, Laniesha. Welcome, welcome. How you doing tonight?
Thank you.
I could feel the positive energy. You're like the sun, Laniesha.
Thank you.
You radiate light.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need that.
I feel it. And then we've got Dev here. We've got Dev Overton. And Dev is a student at Jackson State University. Hey, where's Jackson State, Dev?
Jackson State University is located in Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi. You are also a graduate of Howard High School along with Laniesha. And then we have Diamond Jones with us. And Diamond, you are a senior at the University of Memphis, and you are a graduate of what school?
The Chattanooga Girls Leadership Academy.
Chattanooga Girls?
Girls.
So,
Leadership Academy.
So if you are not a girl, can you go to the Girls Leadership Academy?
No, but they last year they just created an all-boys school right next door on the same campus to my school. So
is that called the Chattanooga?
Now we have a boys school.
That makes such great sense.
No, it's called Chattanooga Prep.
Oh, really? Oh, they don't assign a gender. Fascinating. All right. Well, we've got amazing panelists here. Each of them are extraordinary. They have incredible stories. They are just unbelievably successful, and we're so grateful to have them here today. Isn't that such a beautiful build-up? So
yeah,
I want all of you watching to get to know who these people are. So, Laniesha, I'm going to start with you. So, if you were to go back to Howard High School, right, and we were to hang out with you for the day, okay, what would it be like to be with you? Like, were you the popular person? Were you really shy? Were you quiet? Like, give us a quick description, the most stereotypical description of who high school Laniesha was, so that other people watching can identify and understand, what makes you you. All right, so take me back to high school, Laniesha.
So in high school, I wouldn't say I was just like the most popular girl. No, I wouldn't give myself that title. But I mean, a lot of people knew me, because I was very friendly, So, but I was more laid back. I wasn't trying to be popular. I wasn't trying to be in the mix of anything, But people knew me because I had a good attitude, a nice attitude. Yeah, okay. I had a nice attitude. A lot of, and that rubbed off on a lot of people. People wanted to be around me, because I was a nice person. I was fun to be around. I was very outgoing. I would speak to anyone, like, no matter race, gender, or sexual orientation, it didn't matter. I speak to anyone. I treat everyone with the same respect. Even teachers, I got like special treatment for like the teachers. Used to bring me food, just things like that, because I was a nice person, outgoing, outspoken. Just they described me as as like a bubbly person, But yeah,
that's great. That's very helpful. Were you a high achiever? Did you do well in the classroom?
Yes, I was in honors classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did well.
Early.
Cool.
Let me tell y'all, don't be like DeVeonte, y'all, because.
So you guys went to high school together. Laniesha, you and
yes,
Dad.
I know the real DeVeonte. He's a ladies' man. This type of guy you want to stay away.
Stop lying. Oh, God. Please stop lying to these kids.
Come on.
DeVeonte.
Please stop lying. Okay.
Okay.
Y'all, I'm not going to lie to you. One thing about me.
I will say he's a good person.
Not relationship material, as of now. But that's okay, though.
Stop it.
No.
Come on.
Well, as of now, okay.
Okay.
Dev, do you agree with Laniesha? I mean, do you feel like you can be a good partner?
Oh, yes. Trust me, I can really be a good partner. I really know my worth. I'm not the type of person to play with people's minds anymore. Now, back in the day, we all had our fun. But mentally, I've seen what that does to females, and I just don't want to be a part of that anymore. So I just take my time when it comes to these ladies and really just play things how they want.
Wow. What do you think of that, Laniesha?
That's gross. But again, I was talking about the high school Dev. We were talking about the high school Dev, not the Dev now.
I mean, high school Dev, I would describe him as the popular loner. I always enjoyed being by myself, but I was always positions where I was also in the spotlight a lot of the time. So it's not. It's more like I just like my alone time, if that makes sense. But
yeah, you've got those different sides. Diamond, tell me a little bit about high school you. Describe you so we can understand the type of person you are, where you come from.
High school me, I was just always on the go. I was always a part of something, ahead of something.
Yes. Oh my God.
The leader of something.
Yes. Oh my God. I never had time. Man.
Are you talking about Diamond or you, Dad?
Both of us, because me and Diamond known each other for a long time.
That's what I was gonna say. Dad isn't a really bad person. He took me to prom, so he's not that bad.
Ah, okay. I was wondering. I'm like, now it's but it's coming back to me now. Okay, I got you.
It's not that
you guys went to prom together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got some history.
How what a coincidence, you know, one of the ladies, you know, that just lets you know.
That's funny.
Well, me and Diamond have known each other since like 6th grade, man. So
yeah,
you really want to go there? There you go.
You've got a friendship. You've been there for each other for a long time.
Long time.
Let me ask you this: since you brought up prom, when you two went to prom, was it like a romantic thing or was it a friend thing?
Okay, no lie, probably both. Like we've always been friends.
Probably.
Yeah, we've always been friends like since like 6th grade. But yeah, it was a little I don't even know.
Little romantic.
Confusion. A lot of ups and downs going on. Yeah.
Right.
Especially with me leaving the college first, that was an issue too.
Right, because you're an older woman.
That sounds so bad. Like, I'm not that old.
Right, about a couple years, a year or two older, right? 1 year older?
Yeah, just one.
When you were a senior,
and then I was going so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, we'll get into this. I love that you all know each other. It's so nice. It's so nice that you have that. So wonderful. So I want to know a little bit about your background, about your family. Hey, Deb, I love that if you can keep your volume on, unless there's a reason to turn it off. Just try. Yeah, just keep it on, man, because it's good. I like when you all talk to each other. It's nice. You've got a good.
Man.
Yeah, this is just a conversation because like you can't really mute yourself when you're in a room hanging out with people. You know, I know you're an introvert or you like to have your alone time. You're like, hey man, I need my alone time now. This prom stuff was just too much. I can't talk anymore. I need a break.
Man, it's just I get in those moods where like I just be like, my social battery is dead. Like it's just not here today.
I know. I feel your vibe. I feel like you're doing good. So here's what I want to know. I want to know about your family background. So again, if there's somebody watching here who has a similar background, it really helps for them to find some connection. So Laniesha, just tell me a little bit about your family.
We got to switch it up. Switch it up.
Diamond.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Tell me a little bit about your family dynamics, what it was like in your house growing up, and you can even include, when did you think about college? Was that even something that was part of your world when you were younger? So start with your family, and then you can tell me a little bit about college.
It's me, right? My turn, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to start with me because I have like a sad story, but I'm gonna try to make this faster or whatever. But my family background, I'm the youngest of 5, so I'm the youngest. All my older siblings are almost 40, so I'm like the youngest. I say 5th grade, my mama had a stroke. And so from then, my life went like downhill or whatever. I was always smart. I've always, since preschool, I've been super smart. I've always, like, I used to be so bad to the point I did not even like bees. I was like a nerd. But when my mama passed away, my junior year of high school, my auntie put me out, so I was living in my car at the same time as trying to go to school, same time as trying to fill out scholarships and do everything for college. I ended up going into foster care, and I was living with a all-white family. So my life has been bumpy. I skipped so much of it, but I'm just trying to ease it through to let people know that you can go through so much in life, but you don't have to give up, because I ended up graduating my school as the salutatorian of my class, even though half of those essays I wrote, half of that work I did was in my car. I still pushed through, and I still ended up having 4 rides to the University of Memphis for undergrad and graduate school. So,
wow, that's amazing. You know, you're incredible. That's outstanding. You're so interesting, and every word you say is just so important. And all I want to do is for, you know,
That just helped me out, honestly. Like, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Honestly,
in
like,
high
oh my gosh.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I went on the news and went on like newspapers to share my story. GEAR Up also shared my story in the newspaper one time. I only did it to, get it out there for other students and other kids who probably going through similar things that want to give up. Because I'm not going to lie, it hurts. You would be like, you don't want to do all this no more. Like, forget it. But I just used it as my stepping stone to just achieve greatness. And I continue to do it through college. So that's what's pushing me through. Yeah, so I just recently had a breakdown yesterday. The day before yesterday, I had a breakdown because neither parent will be at my graduation. But I know I'm a part of a sorority. I'm part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So I have to remember that I have my friends and I have my 32 other line sisters that will be there. So, you just got to think positive about things.
Yeah, that's remarkable. So you were in your car, and you were writing essays, and you were doing all the things you need to do, and you finished number 2 in your class. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely extraordinary. And now you're a senior at the University of Memphis, and you said you got a full ride?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So you're doing it, and you're
literally
working. Yeah, and you're working right now too. You're still working though, right?
Yeah, I still work.
Where are you working now?
I have 2 jobs. I work at a hotel, which is where I'm at now. And then I work as a mentor. I'm a peer mentor for incoming freshmen at our school. So I just mentor them and stuff like that. It's a pretty easy job. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I have a lot of questions for you, and thanks for offering all that. And yeah, I just want to I want to know how you get through it. Like, that's the thing, because there's so many people who are in it, they're deep in it.
All right, Dev.
It's like, how do you get to it? So if you can help me to understand that too, and I know Dev was there the whole time, right? He's been he's been
there through a lot of my bumps in the road, a lot of problems. Because high school, it was just terrible. When one thing, it was another thing. So, but I'm a little weird when it comes to coping and stuff. I think so much bad things has happened to me to the point where I've become numb. So it's rare times that I even get sad anymore or anything like that. But in high school, I just had my friends, and I did things to get my mind off of things. I was involved I was dancing. I was like playing volleyball. Dancing is I was a majorette. I was playing volleyball. I was the president of my class, so that was taking all of my time too. I was involved in so many things, beta clubs, so it was so much to keep my mind off of the negative things. So this is what I did.
Yeah, so you had lots of places where you found joy, and when you were home, it wasn't comfortable. You didn't even have a home. for some of this.
Yeah.
So you had places to go. And I imagine, and we'll get to this, the people who helped you, who were supportive. I'd love to learn about that. Dev, I want to talk to you. I want to know what it was like to be in your home. Give me a little bit of your family dynamics and your path to college.
I passed to college. Well, I've always been, when I was young, I was bullied a lot. So it was didn't have a close relationship with my mother. Barely knew my actual father, stepdaddy. Didn't have the best relationship at first at all. So I've had a lot of obstacles as well. I've had a lot of great impactful deaths my whole journey. Started with my great grandfather and my great grandmother as well. What a lot of people don't know is they see a great smile, but I had a lot of pain. Like my mother, like I don't say it, but my mother has had heart surgeries. She's very sick as well. So that's my motivation alone, is to just keep going for her.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a bit of an overthinker. So I tend not to attach myself to people very quickly, because I'll go off for someone. I'm the person to get your shirt off my back if I can. Like, all said and done. So just what helps is people help. So like Diamond, I am also part of the Great Divine Nine. I am a member of the Alpha Beta chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So my brothers help me along the way as well. When I feel like I'm getting off my balance or not even going in the right state of mind, so they always get me back on track as well.
So you found some people, and we'll get to that of, how did you find your people? Because so much of this is about people and places. It's people, places, and patience. That's really how you get to where you want to go. And with Diamond, I know that you didn't have a lot of people in your corner, at least at home. So I'm sure you found those people at school. There had to be people you found at school. There had to be somebody, whether it's through the GEAR Up group. And Dev, you got a smile and a way about you where I don't think anyone would ever know you had all those things going on. And you could have taken a different path, but I'm sure you had opportunities. Or did you have opportunities to, instead of going the college route, of going a different route? And why did you choose to go the college route?
I definitely had opportunities, plenty of opportunities. I think we all have opportunities to go a different path than what we decide to do.
Right.
But it's just all in that, which is stronger, your mind state, or you're going to let your body do what's wrong. It's always mind over matter, whatever it is you may be facing, it's always mind over matter. Like you said, more details about that path along the journey will definitely come into when we start talking about like people who's been there and just inspiring us the whole way there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm curious. I just want to go to, even when you're in 8th grade, when you're in 9th grade, and you're faced with those choices of, doing your homework, going to school. You got a lot of people in your family who are sick, and you're kind of responsible for you in a lot of ways. So, for someone else who's in that situation and has, friends who are doing things that maybe are dangerous, that, aren't going to take them to a place where you are, like, how did you make that choice, man? Like, I really want to understand. So if somebody's in that place, 8th, 9th grade, 10th grade, whatever, and they've got, friends who are doing this and they've got people who are doing that, like, how did you end up doing this where you end up going to college? Like,
So one thing that a lot of people know about me and what I'm known most for here at Howard is being very musically inclined. My actual dad was a very powerful singer and musician. So at a very young age, I started playing a lot of musical instruments. I played 7, all in fact. So that alone, just playing music, that is my escape as well. Listening to music, that is my escape. So with music came with mentors and more guidance to keep me focused on the path. So they made sure that even though I might have been tempted one day and I might have even stepped down that way a couple of times, they always made sure to pull me back and put me back on the correct path on where I needed to be going.
Yeah. Was there a time where you stepped on that path, and then someone fixed you, someone got you back? Like, can you share a little bit about that? Are you
So I think,
that?
oh yeah, trust me, I'm really open book. I really I feel like I talk too much. Trust me. I really do. I really feel like I talk too much, but it's just a silent cry for help. I feel like the most impactful time when I feel like I really just stepped off like my ladder is probably right after my great grandmother's death. That's when like I stopped playing football. I stopped doing everything, playing music, doing everything. But you know, one powerful man helped me, and then it just went from
Who was
there.
that?
And his name is Clayton Mason.
Tell me about Clayton and how he helped you.
Okay, now I might get emotional. Clayton, like, yeah, you might see me cry for like the one time in your life, but Clayton, he was a great man. Many words of greatness. He's the reason why I'm here. You know, I told Clayton a long time ago, even though, Clayton went to Morehouse and he wanted me to go to Morehouse so bad. And so did my other mentor, Mikael Smith. He wanted me to go to Tuskegee, but I was just so set on Jackson State because it was just, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be in the boom. I wanted to do that. Until I got here and realized, I want to do more. I want to have a more impactful matter on just using music.
Yeah.
So Clayton, I told him I ain't never been before, but I wanted to go. And, he took me to my first college visit. He brought me up here. We stayed up here the whole weekend. I toured the campus. I was on campus. I was meeting people that I still know to this day. That was the first time you driving the highway. I was so scared. I was definitely hitting the gas the whole way there. Definitely hitting the gas the whole way there, That was just a great experience. And he just told me, even he used to share his stories with me. He had his days when he just didn't know what to do. The number thing he told me to do was always just pray about it, give it to God. Even though I'm not gonna be here all the time, and when he died, that one right there, that hit the hardest. Just pushing through that because I wasn't there, and it still bothers me to this day that I couldn't even be there for his funeral. It was just during the time when I was at school, and when I first got the news, it was just like, I hope this is not serious. I thought we were all playing at this point. So when his brother Raekwon, who was also a great friend of mine, when he called me with the news, I broke down completely. I broke down completely because even though he's not here with me mentally, I know he's here with me spiritually. And, it's still a lot of questions that I need answers to. So, I have two options. I can lay down and, I can just lay down and give up, or I can keep going forward and, keep learning and keep building myself. Because right now it's just a piece of what I'm supposed to be in the future.
Yeah.
So to all those who's watching, if you feel like you can't do it, trust me, mind over matter. If you feel like you stepping off your horse, please just get back up and get right. We all get lost in our paths. It's up to us to pick ourselves back up and keep going forward.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Was Clayton a teacher, an advisor, a friend? Like who was Clayton and how did Clayton enter your life?
I first met Clayton through GEAR UP. And, it started with GEAR UP, and, I got closer with Clayton the more I met with Mikael. And they are both alphas. So the more I used to hang around them, a lot of people thought I was going to be part of the Alpha Phi Alpha, fraternity. But April Fools, so, I look better in blue. So, but, I always, when I met him, it wasn't just, we're just buddy. I feel like we got really closer. Once my junior and senior year of high school, that's when we start really buckling down on everything. But even though he's been with me the whole way there, it was just me and Clayton just all the time. So he was a teacher.
Advisor? Was he like teacher or GEAR UP advisor?
Yep, he was an advisor. He was a teacher. He was a spokesman. He was there. He was what you call the people's person, the people's champion. Like when Clayton came around, you felt his presence and you felt his glorious, positive spirit.
Yeah. And that's obviously Clayton impacted a lot of people, right? Like legendary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very legendary.
Well, I love the way you talk about him, and it's such a intimate, special relationship. It's just like I couldn't tell if this was a teacher or if this was a friend or if this. I mean, it sounds like it was it was everything, and he was in your corner nonstop. Laniesha, did you have a relationship with Clayton as well?
Oh no, that my younger sister did.
Yeah.
She was really close to him. And yeah, I didn't really know him like that. I just knew of him. So
Yeah. But he helped her. That's really special to have that. Hey, Dev, I want to ask you one more question, and Laniesha, I want to hear about your path. But Dev, when it came to Gear Up, some people don't know what Gear Up is, and the role that Gear Up played. Can you just introduce us to what Gear Up is and how Gear Up helped you on this path to college?
So Gear Up is basically a place where it shows you the best opportunities for college. When we started talking about college experiences, yes, I may have a mentor who was directing me, pushing me, telling me about college, but I didn't know what came with being in college. And that's where Gear Up came along and played a role. They put us on dorms. They put us in environment of like the classrooms that you would experience on college, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was just teaching me. It was breaking it down. It was more like breaking it down step by step, like the application, the class schedule, what you do, what this costs, what you need to do for this, what you need to do for that, things to look for, scholarships, opportunities, mentorships, just the basic things that, a lot of people don't get that they need. Hi, Diamond. Welcome back to the show.
I've been back. I've heard the whole Clay thing. I was trying to talk. Y'all couldn't hear me, but I could hear
mine did that earlier.
Diamond, I want to know about. Diamond. Tell me about Clayton. Do you know about Clayton too?
Well, yes, he was also my Gear Up counselor, but he was also my cousin. So,
oh,
yeah. So it was like a double whammy. When I seen that he was my Gear Up counselor, I was like, oh, they done made a mistake putting me with him. But Dev said it all. I really don't have to say much. I was just agreeing with him. He really said it all. He made an impact in a lot of people's lives. And you could see, I hate that people seen it after he passed away. But yes, he was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. And it broke my heart. It really did. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. The good people, they don't harm anyone. It hurts. But yeah.
She's a young guy taken away at a young age.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I can see just from our conversation here, his legacy. And, Dev, you were saying, that you wish you were there, but to see how you talk about him and to see the impact he's had and just knowing that, I'm sure his memory, the memory and his legacy, it lives on, with you. It's with you. He's with you. And you could feel that. And that's such a beautiful thing. So just for you to feel good about that, something I want to I can feel it. I can feel the presence. So thanks for sharing that. Yeah, it's here. It's here. Laniesha, so give me a little bit of a flavor of what it was like to grow up in your home. Tell me about your path to college.
Right. So starting off early on, this is side of me people like rarely even knew about, coming up, I wasn't the easiest child to deal with. I could probably say I'm the one who got to fight when all my siblings, was just just angry, just had a bad attitude, disrespectful, and coming up as a child, I had a lot of issues, a lot of things going on that people, just didn't know about. So with that being said, that caused a lot of controversy in my home. Like, me with my mom, that we didn't, we don't have the best relationship, and some things, she did on her end, we're not gonna get all into that. But we never had the best relationship. And I used to stay in trouble, and after a while, like I went to go live with my dad, and with him, like me, the type of child that I am not nothing like my siblings. You know what I'm saying? I have a very strong personality. Yeah, I'm bubbly, but like you know, I have a very strong personality. So like, meaning like I refuse, you know what I'm saying, to just to take anything. I'm not a very submissive, you know, to just anything, you know. I'm not passive at all. I'm learning still to be humble, you know, and just, you know, go along with things. But yeah, so after like some time, I went to go live with my dad, and you know, he has other kids, you know, that were easier to deal with. You know, I was different. I was a different type. You know, I was a different child. So like, I just like he'd say, you know, I wasn't like just disrespectful, you know, talk back to him just. But a lot of things, you know, I would question, but not even in out of disrespect, you know. So like that just caused. I mean, that's just the beginning. Like, so that just caused like some kind of, you know, rocky. I had a, you know, relationship. So now, you know, it is kind of harder because like me still trying to go back and forth and just getting help. It's a lot. But yeah, I am the first generation of like college student. I'm a first generation of college student in the house, you know, out of all my family. I mean, my sister, she's in college. My brother, he got through school. But so far as like, I just always knew like college, yes, that I have to. This is my way out. You know, I always had dreams like college is my way out. You know, to get away from a lot of things. Knowing that, you know, you can't really depend on people. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be like, you really have to fend for yourself. I always knew that I was going to go to college. You know, I would just, you know, sometimes I was worried, you know, how was I going to be able to pay for college, you know, things like that. But like, you know, I mean, just like the basic, you know, I mean, I don't know, like,
Oh, that's good
it
stuff.
ain't really much, but like, I always knew that, you know, this is your way, you have to do it. You have to be successful. You can't depend on anybody, because like a lot of people around my, you know, family, not saying all, because I do have a lot of family, you know, well, a good number of people, you know, in my corner, but so far as I'm like, you really got to get it for yourself, because these people are not somebody you can depend on, you know.
Right.
I mean, there's not really much to my story, you know. I'm just like, you know, and I ain't really got like just a, you know, real big background, a terrible background, but I mean, that's just what it is, you know.
You gotta,
like, you gotta go.
You know, I mean, I think that everybody's story is their story. Well, I don't think one's any better than the other. You know, I mean, you needed to go to college so that you could create a life where you could be independent, right? Where you can take care of yourself.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So like that was your motivation, because it sounds like you've been hurt and had some challenges. So the only way that you can be sure that you're going to be okay is if you can take care of you.
Right.
And
Exactly.
college is going to be the thing to get you there. Was money something that you were worried about, Dev, when it comes to college? Concern you?
No, it didn't really concern me once I had my mindset. I'm a go-getter. I'm a hustler. Like, if I see something I want, I'm stubborn. I'm gonna get it regardless.
Do you have a lot of money socked away for college?
No, I didn't. So what really drove me even more was my music. Like in my mindset, it was either I was going on academic or I was going on music. It was no in between. Like at first it was no in between. I was just, you know, blessed enough to have, you know, outside third party scholarships to help me along the way. But I already had it in my mind. It was either going to be academically or music.
Right. So you were going to figure this out, and no one was going to stop you. So
right.
Tell me exactly. I want to know, and Laniesha, I want to understand that as well. And Diamond, I might have you just tell me again real quickly how you got your scholarship. But Dev, let's dig into the money, okay? Because there's a lot of people who are worried about paying. You said you got a lot of third-party scholarships. You figured out how to make this work. Can you just give us specifics? I want to know, man, like how did you find the money to be able to go to Jackson State?
Well, first of all, FAFSA opens up tomorrow. FAFSA opens up tomorrow. Please fill out FAFSA. Please fill out.
I need to get on that. Thank you.
That's a big one, but don't just depend on FAFSA.
What's FAFSA for people who don't know what FAFSA is?
Federal aid.
And you get a lot of it?
I feel like I get a lot of it. I do. Work study. Please apply for work study. If you just get work study.
What's work study?
It's basically like a job on campus. That's basically what it is. It's just a small job on campus. It can either help for your tuition, or if you don't have a balance once you get there and you're just on full scholarships, you get paid.
And those are for work study. I believe that's for like students with who come from a background with like lower income, lower income background. So that's another thing to think about. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's good. No, you can add to
but
it.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. Another tip I would definitely give y'all, since y'all come fresh. We're talking to middle schoolers, right?
Anybody, middle school, high school.
Well, anyway,
anybody who thinks,
okay.
Anybody who thinks, what, I can't go to college, it's going to cost too much money. But that's not true.
They give you a scholarship for anything. You know what I'm saying? Literally having flat balls. You got a scholarship. But definitely, especially the middle schoolers, y'all need to tap in now, because like me coming into high school, oh my goodness, like I don't know what I was just thinking. Like you get a fresh new slate. I definitely did not take advantage of that. What I mean by that, you get a 4.0 GPA, right, y'all? Correct me if I'm wrong. You started with a 4.0. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Yes or no? Anyway, well, that's what I think. So the thing is, you need to stay on it now. Like really start thinking about that, because like as you go through high school and you get ready to graduate, colleges are going to start looking at that. Okay, look at that GPA. You get scholarship. You get mad money for that scholarship. I can't remember. It was like a 3 point something. Anyway, my GPA.
Tell me the money
was like,
you got, Laniesha. I want to know, like, run through the actual money you got too, along with the tips. So, like, because I think it's fun for people to hear, like, I got this amount for this, I got this amount for that. And Dev, you can show me the money too.
Okay.
So you can go first, Laniesha.
Yeah, because I mean, okay. So boom, this happened. So I used my mother's income for something out, because if I would have used my dad, like I wouldn't have gotten as much money. My mother has a lower income, so I definitely used her income. I got more money on my Pell Grant. Then I graduated with more than a 3.0 GPA, so I got the Hope Scholarship.
How much is that?
Of course, I cannot tell you. Okay. I do not remember. Yeah, I know I got the Hope Scholarship. Then I got a few outside scholarships. Some of them I could not use because I didn't go to a 4-year university, but I can still use them once I transfer. I got some outside scholarships. Tennessee Promise, I got that. I mean, but that's really like last dollar. If you don't have any money, that's when they cover it. But say for instance, your tuition like $9,000, you have $8,000 in scholarships. Tennessee Promise is going to pay $1,000. So it's last dollar scholarship. So I mean, if you don't have like anything, you can stay in Tennessee or wherever you are. Well, I don't know if you're in Tennessee. I know you can use the Tennessee Promise. Am I right, y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all got to help me, because like I'm just.
I mean, a lot of it I forgot because I'm out of state, so.
Anywho, but then again, like I did have scholarships, to go to off the other schools like MT, King's University, just different other schools. But me just being scary or whatever, I don't know what I was going through, what possessed me to stay home. I was like, I'm gonna just do my first 2 years in Chattanooga State, and which wasn't just terrible, but you
were scared to leave home.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. Because like then I wasn't in a mental state. I just felt like, well, I still need, my granny, to help me through some things. Because that was always one of she was a person that I always had around me, to help me whenever I'm going through something. Her, my brother, I felt like I needed them because I wasn't in the right space right then.
Yeah.
But so I started here, but I still got money, things like that.
Yeah.
I just.
You found the money.
So that's really like the money I got, but that's what I use because I stayed here. But I could have had other money from scholarships and things like that, from having a good GPA, good grades in high school. I had, scholarships from that, You know, I wasn't the top of the class, so don't ever feel discouraged. I don't even think I was in the top 10. You know, no, I wasn't even in the top 10. Okay, I'm speaking for the other ones. Okay, for the ones like me, you know, I wasn't
number 7.
You know,
what are the odds of that,
mean,
Diamond?
Kudos to them, but you know, not everybody. Not to bring anybody in, or you know, but not everybody's going to be in the top 10. You know,
no.
But for the people like me, you know what I'm saying, who humble yourself, son. For the people like me, you know, it's still a choice. Even if, you know what, you stay out here. Dang, you went. Okay, I'm gonna see you soon. But you know, it's still hope. You know what I'm saying? Don't
like
ever
middle
feel
of the road, Laniesha. So you weren't a top student, but you were over a 3.0 student, and you were able to get a lot of money and help for that, right?
Yeah, still.
Yeah, I think
you know,
people think you have to be brilliant. You got to be in the top of the class. And you could be, and when I say brilliant, you know, my grades were horrible, and I'm a smart guy, and the grades are not a reflection of our intellect.
Exactly. It definitely.
I'm a terrible test taker. I'm a terrible test taker.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, and you're not.
I be overthinking.
Yeah, we'll get into academics because I'm curious to hear about that. Hey, Dev, do you have any other scholarships you want to just throw out there so people who are thinking they can't pay for this can be like, I could be like Dev, I can make this work?
For me, scholarships came from the Boys and Girls Club of Chattanooga. I've done a lot of speeches. I've been with them for a long time. I also got alumni scholarship just done at high school. I got the left-handed scholarship.
You really got
anything. You can tell us for anything.
Yeah.
You for real got a left-handed scholarship.
Yes. Yes.
How much do you get for being left-handed?
$500.
No way.
I'm gonna train myself.
But I'm left-handed.
I'm not left-handed. I can write with both my hands. So
you're not even left-handed.
Yeah. So
you got the left-handed.
Wait. How did they even make sure that you were even left-handed? Like
all they did was like you had to submit a video you write with your left hand, and that was it.
Okay.
Like, no,
man, I would have been like this.
Like no essay, no nothing else. You just write with, show a video of us writing with your left hand. There's a lot of scholarships.
Were there any more? I'm sorry. Say more. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just so blown away by that.
Oh, you're fine. It's a lot of scholarships where they'd be like anything. A lot of people don't apply to them. If you just apply to them, you might get them as well. It was a scholarship. It was like, why do I want to go to college? It was like an essay scholarship. It was, I promise, this is like the one time where I like really like BS entry level scholarship, like essay. Like it was like the requirement was like a page and a half, and I only sent in like a page, if that. And I sent it in, and I ended up still getting the scholarship because not a lot of people applied to it.
Wow. So if anyone has questions about scholarships, can they reach out to you too? They reach out to all of you.
Oh yes, please do.
I got people. Plenty. I'm telling y'all, I got some people.
I got you plenty.
Yeah.
Like.
And then another thing I want to bring up, because my sister, she's at a private college, right? And she was telling me, and it's probably just chasing rabbits, but I'm gonna say it because a lot of people need to hear this. Humble yourself. But anyways, she was telling me how like she goes to school with all these people from private schools, valedictorians and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because me being a person, what I'm saying, that was not top of the list, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You go to these schools, but once you graduate high school and you get into everybody's a fish in the same pond. Y'all are on the same level, okay? What that mean?
Oh God, everybody's at level 0. I don't care about
literally. I'm like, none of that matters. You're just the same as everybody. So don't ever feel discouraged. Don't ever think you're not smart enough, because like, what did Elon Musk? Let me quote him. He said, "I didn't go to Harvard, but the people who work for me do." Don't tell them to humble themselves, okay? Because I just want to put that out there because I got a little platform right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me say this. But I just always want you all to be encouraged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Look here.
Diamond. How do you pay for college?
Well, first, I just want to say I'm probably the most humblest person anybody has ever met. The only reason I ever bring up salutatorian or anything is because it comes after my story. I just say that to say I went through all that and then I ended up doing that. But trust me, in college you're gonna meet 1,000 valedictorians that graduated, 1,000 salutatorians.
Literally,
from just my line sisters, like half of our line was probably salutatorians and valedictorians. So Carlisha McKenzie that went to CGLA is my line sister, and she was the valedictorian. So it's just, like you said, everybody's at zero. There's no one
exactly.
Everybody is zero.
Nobody's better than nobody.
But,
yeah,
so
literally.
But you got the scholarship.
So.
You're also humble. But I want to know, like, how do you get that? Like, someone who's like, I want a scholarship. You know, I know you went through a lot of difficult stuff, but like, did you apply for the scholarship? Did somebody find you?
Yeah. One thing that I appreciate that my school did, I did not appreciate it then. None of us did. We hated it, but we had a scholarship class. So the whole class period consisted of nothing but filling out scholarships. They would come in with a big, like a stack of papers. It was all scholarships, and they put it on everyone's desk, and they'd like fill them out. We absolutely hated it. We complained the whole time because it was just so many. Because it's just like essays and this and that. But once I got into a groove, I realized that so many scholarships kind of ask the same thing. So I started to send the same essay, but switch the scholarship name, just trick it a little bit and send it in. So I'm just sending in so many.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, so I'm like, they're asking the same thing. So I just kept on sending in the same thing for different scholarships. So when awards day came, that's when you know if you got those scholarships. I didn't even know. So I'm just like, all right. Except for one, my bigger scholarship that I got is from Girls Inc. My mentors, those are probably my best mentors that I have is my mentors from Girls Inc. and then my mentor from EPB. I had a $20,000 scholarship from Girls Inc. and I had to fly to New York for that. So that's the biggest one I got. All the rest of them was it ranged from like 1,000 to 5,000 and stuff like that. And they were a lot of them were from the community scholarships. So
wait, you breaking in and out.
Yeah. You got so many good things to say, Diamond.
Specifically, Chattanooga babies should definitely look into our community scholarship.
Wait, you breaking up. You're breaking up.
Yeah, we can't hear you anymore. Oh, it's so painful because you have such good things to say, Diamond.
Yeah, she's full of jewels.
Oh my gosh! I just need a good connection. Because Diamond is like Diamond.
Can you hear me now?
You know that.
She's definitely got some words. Trust me. Okay, she does.
So we're gonna keep going. Yeah. Oh, Diamond, you keep going out. I don't know if it's that.
I wish I could.
Do you think it's that room? Do you think it's because you're sealed up in a room? Like, do you think there's another place where? Because you have the best things to say. I might have to just talk to you again and just like marry the two because you're just so good, I just don't know if it's like sometimes when you're in a room, the cell is a little bit. I'm going to do while you see if you can find some place where we can at least hear you better. I want to ask Laniesha and Dev a couple questions, and thanks. I'm sorry that it's taken a little while. It's just the tech stuff's slowing us down a little bit, but you're all amazing. You're so amazing. So Dev, I want to understand, how did you pick Jackson State University, and how did you find the courage to go out of town? It's very hard to leave home, and a lot of people struggle with that. So I want to understand how you were able to do that, being someone who has such close connections to family. And how did you make that work? So how did you pick the school, and how were you able to go so far away from home and manage this change?
So I just want to start off by saying I had 36 acceptance letters. But everybody knew when I had got the Jackson State acceptance letter, they didn't even need to know or asked where I was going, because I was going to Jackson State. And in my mind, this was the best. This is the best band in the land. Okay,
Oh
when I
my
heard the
God.
sonic boom, of the South, I wanted to be a part of that. So getting the courage to just say, I'm going there, I'm gonna leave my mom, that was hard. That whole, like, it was just a hard process, but mentally it was like, I'm doing it for you. So I have to
Right.
be strong. I can't be weak, and you already scared for me going. That's gonna make it worse. So it
Right.
was just a matter of mind over matter. Like, I see it, I have to go. It was the toughest process I have ever went through in my life, literally. Like, that was the biggest change in my life. I also want to say, nobody can prepare you for college. I don't care what school you are at or where you go. Nobody can prepare you for college.
So tell us about that transition and why it was just so hard, and what were you not prepared for?
So when I got to college, time management was my worst
Oh my gosh.
thing. Time management. But when I first got there, I did start off in the band, but as the more I'm in the band, the more I'm realizing, hey, I can't really have an impact on this community that I want to. Like, I want to have a bigger impact on this. So and for me, when I got into the band, this is gonna be my major. This is what I'm gonna eat. This is what I'm gonna sleep. This is what I'm gonna do. I have no fun time. I have nowhere to make those great college moments. So I had to say no, and I had to just get out of the band and go experience things on my own. Now, this is when the transitions began. First week after band camp, tire went out on a drive. Had a spare, put the spare on, kept going. The next day, the spare went out. So my car was taken away for about like 2 weeks on the tire. Then let's say a couple weeks later, another tire goes out. Literally, another tire goes out. Take it back to the shop. It's in there for another couple weeks. I get my car back. Then at the same time, grades are dropping. It's just chain effect. It's like boom, boom, boom. Things are going on back at home. I'm worried about my mom. I'm feeling homesick. Miss my mom. I'm missing my comfortability environment that I was in when I was back at home. But only thing I was doing was growing as an individual, as an adult.
Right.
So once I got out of that, my car completely broke down on me. I was in a car wreck. I scratched her car, but I totaled my car. What? But yes, I lost my car. I was very upset that I didn't have a car anymore. I couldn't leave when I wanted to leave. I couldn't do anything I wanted to do. I had to wait on people. I hate being on other people's time. I'm one of those type of people. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And I'm probably going to leave right when I get that urge to be ready to go. So that
You wanted to quit? Were you ready to quit? Were you going to leave? Were you done?
Oh, so in December, my freshman year of December, I got terribly ill. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. But I got better. And then it's just the transition. So I took myself away from Jackson State. A lot of people don't know I left Jackson State to attend a PWI in Johnson City, Eastern Tennessee State University. That journey alone, that's where I really learned who I was as a person, what I wanted to do, and where I wanted to be. I learned quickly that, as I'm watching my friends on Snapchat party at Jackson State, making their college experiences, I'm here at Eastern Tennessee State. I have no friends. I have no family. I have no connections. It's literally just me in school, and that's it. Basketball, I play that as well. Football, I play that as well, but I'm not making memories, so I came back to Jackson State University, and ever since then, I've been growing as an individual. So when we get to talking about schools, I'm very prideful in my school. Don't believe me, ask Diamond. I am quick to come from somebody's neck when they mention Jackson State. And we just got Deion Sanders as a coach. So please,
Wow,
that's amazing.
Please go there with me if you want to.
So I just want to unpack that a little bit, because you were so excited to go to Jackson State. You know, you said you had 30 some acceptance letters. You get to Jackson State, you have a lot of problems with your car, but then you also have problems, it sounds like, just finding your way, right? Dealing with grades, getting sick, and then you transferred. So I want to understand why you transferred and then how you were able to transfer back, because I think a lot of people don't know that happens, and the fact that you got back, man, that's amazing.
So it really is amazing because the story behind it is crazy. So I'll get into it. So the reason why I transferred is because I was in the mind state of, I'm missing my mother. You know, my mother is ill. I know she's going in and out the hospital as I'm going in and out the hospital, not a figure of speech. And it's just like, I'm missing home. I want to be closer. So, you know, I tried Eastern Tennessee State because I wasn't going to Tennessee State University. Those are the ops. You know, I go to JSU. Those are like our bigger rivalry. That's the biggest rivalry school we have. No offense, Diamond, but that's like the biggest rivalry school we have. So I would be a complete op if I was to go to TSU. So, you know, I just went to ETSU because I didn't want to go to Memphis. I ain't know nothing about Memphis. I ain't gonna lie. I'm really scared to go to Memphis. But I went
Memphis
like
too far too, though. If you was trying to be close.
Oh God.
So.
Oh God. It is. But, you know, I went to ETSU, and, you know, that's when I was just on my own. That's when I learned a lot about myself and my, you know, what I like to do, what I wanted to be around, what I didn't want to be around. You know, what was I looking for? But, you know, the key thing I was looking for was just, you know, happiness, you know, not being an overthinker as much. When I was at ETSU, I think that's when I was in the most overthinking thing ever, like, of my life, like, honestly. So that journey, it was just crazy. So when I decided to, you know, get back in Jackson State, you know, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to spend the rest of my college days. I filled out the application, and what I did was email the president because I had his personal email. So I emailed the president of the school, and I told him my story. You know, I told him everything, you know, what was going on, how did I feel, why did I leave, and why I want to come back. And, you know, he wrote me back and he said, okay, if you want to come back, I'm going to make a way for you to come back. He erased my balance of what I owed. If there was a balance, it was like 3 pennies, or like, it was no more than like $10, I promise. He erased my balance. He made it for I can come back. He gave me a scholarship. He gave me a $5,000 scholarship just for coming back. And, you know, it was just blessings on blessings just to be back at the school. So a lot of people don't know I left. And, you know, so when I tell them I'll come back, they'd be like, why'd you leave? So I had to go in the detail. So, you know, it was just a matter of, you know, the president at the time and the word of prayer.
So you actually failed some classes.
I never failed a class. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I probably failed some classes like during this pandemic. Definitely during this pandemic, because this is a lot going on.
Well, let's explain. You graduated in you know, you were in the top 10 in your class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important, you know, and Diamond, I want to learn about your first year and just your change, because I think a lot of people, you know, you get to this place where you're finally there, but then all of a sudden it just knocks you out, man. Like, you know, you're there and you're like, I made it. And then the bottom falls out. You know,
you're never there. You are never there.
Right. So what advice could you give to somebody who's starting that first year? And Diamond, I would love to hear yours as well. Deb, what advice would you give to somebody who's had a similar path, you know, from Howard, you know, who was just kicking butt, you know, you were like, you had a lot of friends, things were good. Then you got this other place and things just didn't work out. What would you tell them? You know, how could someone not have that happen? Or do you just have to live it so that life just unfolds?
If anybody who was going through a similar path as me, and, you know, and if we're speaking like, you know, if I look at him and I see myself and I literally see a reflection of myself, biggest thing I would tell him is to stop overthinking. Because overthinking prevented me from a lot of opportunities.
What does that mean?
Lie to you more.
What is overthinking?
Overthinking means, you know, you just overthink the thing. So let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and they're out and, you know, maybe you don't have their location. So now you're going to overthink because you're calling and texting them, but they're not responding to your text messages. So now you're going to overthink the worst. Oh, they're cheating, or, oh, they're out with somebody. They're not paying me any attention. But the whole time they just could be asleep and their phone could be dead the whole entire time. It happens. Or maybe, you know, they're having a bad day and they don't want to be on their cellular device that day. You know, it's always good to talk to somebody. You know, that's my problem. That you can ask Diamond. That's my problem. I don't open up to nobody. Like if it dealing with my emotions, I am very protective of my emotions. So if I come to you, it's because I trust you with my emotions. But if just one, to stop overthinking, two, you know, go take those chances, take those risks. You can't be scared to grow. You know, if you're good in one thing, make sure you can turn it into something better than what you even imagining in your mind. Like, I'm multi-talented. I'm very multi-talented. I play a lot of sports. I'm actually pretty good in these sports. Like, I really am. I am very musically inclined. I can't sing, but I can play almost any instrument you hand me. But, you know, you just have to be able to go for those risks, go for those opportunities. You have to be willing to put that step forward. You know, this right here is key thing. If you're solid here, you can do anything you want in the world. That's just honest facts.
It sounds like you lost your people, like you didn't have the things that gave you joy in high school. You got to college and you weren't in the band. You know, you weren't doing the things that you do that make you thrive. Is that accurate?
That's very accurate.
Yeah. So those things that like are a core part of you, you no longer had. And then I think that when you no longer have those things that give you joy, independent of other people and other things, like those things that are just such a source of light to you, then you start overthinking because you got nothing else to do. You know, like when you're so busy doing things you love to do, if someone doesn't return your call or they're not interested in you, then it's a gift because, you know, you move on. If someone isn't available, then you share your gift with other people. But when you're when you're in a new place, I think there's a lot of people, they feel very lonely and it's very hard and it's difficult. I think that's the homesickness thing really surprises a lot of people. Diamond, I want to know, how were you able to transition to college? How did you get through that first year?
Okay, well, the only thing I want to disagree with Dev about, he said, you know, no one can prepare you for college. One thing I can say is my school did prepare us for college. We're actually a college preparatory school. I want to say they did, and this is why all the other schools made fun of us. Probably still do, because we never got to do anything. So I mean, it sucked
at all.
We didn't get to do. So we did. I mean, we always from middle, because I went to that school since 6th grade, 6th to 12th grade. So from middle school all the way up until 12th grade, we got picked on by all the other schools. Y'all don't get to do anything. Y'all get in trouble about everything. Y'all on lockdown, which is true.
Now everybody on lockdown.
One of the reasons I had to go to prom with Dev, because they took away our prom. So like we couldn't do anything. But one thing I'm still mad at them about that, but I'm not mad about the fact that they, you know, really buckled down and got us prepared for college. Yeah. The school, we're located on old Tennessee Temple University campus. So they did that so we can have the college feel. We still have to walk to classes and walk outside one building to another building to get to like lunch or gym. They tried to make it college the best way they could or whatever. And the work is 10 times harder. It's just complicated. So it's like when I got to college and got the papers and like the work, I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of like the same work that I was doing at school. So it was kind of easier to me, and I was able to ease in it a lot easier, I guess, and help people. But so I can say that was kind of easy. But college in general, when it comes to branching out,
time management,
college in general, no. But you can be prepared workload wise, but you can't help yourself have time management. It's a mind thing.
I say they can give you the tools for it, but like the time, a lot of like a big question people ask me when I go back home, you know, do I have time to party? Do I have time to do this and that? You have plenty of time to do it. But the work thing is you have to make sure you don't get caught up in just doing it. Yeah,
that's the difference from high school and college, I believe. It's because we're on our own. High school, you kind of like forced to do the work. Like you got your mama, your daddy, your teachers, everybody down your back. College, once you get to college, it's nobody but yourself. If you fail, you just fail. It's just like, so it's up to you. But yeah, you really can do whatever you want in college when it comes to branching out, being in different things, but you got to know how to time manage all of that. Because if not, you're going to drive yourself absolutely crazy trying to do everything.
You're now a senior, right? Are you a senior?
Yes.
Yeah, and Dev, you're a junior, right? So
but the credits in the system from where I transferred over to JSU State, I'm still a sophomore. So.
Okay, so you're back, man, and you're gonna graduate because I'm
in no rush. Please don't be in a rush to graduate from college. We not like the lovely Diamond here who can do it in 4 to 5.
Look, I'm not ready to graduate either. I didn't even get my junior or senior year, and I didn't get to be the best Delta I could be yet. So I'm not ready to go either. Don't think
I'm definitely that Sigma on the yard.
That's why I am ready. I'm already ready for grad school because I'm trying to go back to school. Is trying to get this thing going because Corona messed up everything.
Okay.
Messed up everything.
You refer to two things. The time management. For people who are watching this, you figured out the time management. So can you give us some time management tips?
Have a planner.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say that. I literally use a planner. Not on my phone. I use a planner that I have to hold in my hand and actually write things down. I cannot deal with stuff on my phone, even if it's a reminder. I don't know. My brain doesn't work that way. Yes, I literally have to have a planner, and I have to write everything down. And I look at that planner all the time.
This is a brand new one. I just bought it.
Yeah,
I just bought it.
I wish I had mine. It's so full. You'll be like, gosh, when do you sleep? But it helps me. And even though I do my work before it's due. I try to do it a couple days before it's due so it won't pile up on top of each other. Because that's the issue. Some people let their work build up, and then when they try to do it, they're stressed because it's just so much work at one time. It's just better to knock it out as you get it.
Okay, so
I
have something to say on that. So I'm a big procrastinator, okay? But the thing with me is my procrastination work is better than me taking my time work. So it works for me. So I'm really that student that can pull off an A at the last minute, and you might have turned it in 2 weeks ago. Don't get mad at me. Hate the player, hate the game. Okay?
Oh no, some people are really good at that. It's actually a lot of people I've met that's very good at that.
That's why we say test taking do not show somebody,
it
power
doesn't.
up here.
Some people are just
I don't
good
care what
at
nobody
taking
says. Because I am a terrible tester. I'll fail the mess out of a test. I ain't gonna lie. I'll fail the mess out of it. I can study for 2 weeks straight, and you can give me the same exact thing. If it's I have a photographic memory, but when it comes to a test, hey, I don't know where it goes. It ain't here.
Yeah, my anxiety kicks in, and I done forgot everything when I get a test.
Yep, because that's one of my triggers.
Diamond,
it sucks.
Did you fail any classes at the University of Memphis? Did you have any problems, any struggles?
No, I actually have never failed a class, thankfully. But not last semester, the last fall semester is when I was going through all this stuff, a lot of things. So one of my classes I got a D, and that's the first time I've had a D ever.
Yeah. From
high school to middle school to college. So I was very upset about it. But I was going through some things.
What did you do about it?
Well, it was not, by the time I figured that it was the end. I couldn't even fix it or nothing because I emailed trying to see if I could change it. But it was only because of the test. All of my work were A's. Everything was A's. And because he even said, the professor was if it was more time, he could have tried to fix it, but they had to have the grades turning in at a certain time and stuff. Because he was all your work, your class discussions, when you talk in class, everything is A's. It's just tests that's, hindering you. And the test just was so much high in percentage. That's what brought the grade down.
Gotcha. So you talked a lot. You've talked a lot about Greek life. You've talked about your affiliation, and you really light up when you talk about that community. So I want to know, fill us in about Greek life on campus. How did you get involved, and what role has that played in your life?
Well, okay. I guess like on campus, I can barely talk about it. Like I said, soon as I crossed, we had a little bit of spring, and then Corona happened. Literally right before my Delta week, before my first yard show, before all my good things, first step show, we had COVID. So school shut down. And after that, it was just like downhill. But since I was like in middle school, I've always wanted to be a Delta. It's never changed, never nothing. I've always known I wanted to be one.
Hi. How?
So,
How do you know you want to be a Delta?
Well, a lot of my mentors were Deltas. And I would ask them questions and try to watch them. A lot of Deltas helped me throughout my life with all the bad things that's happened to me. Like who helped me get the $20,000 scholarship was a Delta. My house, my furniture that I had no furniture, which was fine with me. I had a bed, so I don't care about none of the rest of the furniture. But I had no furniture. Deltas, like they're amazing. Like in lack of better words, they're amazing. Amazing women. And I knew that I wanted to be just like them. I wanted to strive and push through just like them. So I just knew.
Who are some of those mentors?
One is she's a Girls Inc. mentor. Her name is Takora. She's my mentor. Another one is, let's see, I got so many.
Give them all, because I love.
Another one is Tina Gibson.
Yeah.
She flew all the way here for my probate because that was another sad thing. I had no one to come to my probate. But my two friends or whatever. So she flew for my probate, and my caseworker, he's a guy, but he's a Q. He's a part of a Mega South 5, but he came. So too as well. He's my mentor.
What caseworker?
When I was in foster care, so you get assigned caseworkers.
You know, Diamond, before when you were sharing about growing up, we couldn't really hear you. And I really wanted to get that because it's so important. And I'm conflicted because I don't want to ask you to have to go through that again. But if you can be so kind, just because it's so important to who you are and your story. And I can see you and hear you so well right now. So will you just please tell me a little bit about just your background and how you ended up meeting these people and how you got to the University of Memphis?
Okay. Long story short, at first when my mama was alive and healthy, my life was great. And no complaints, honestly. But when she got sick, things went downhill because she couldn't work. She couldn't do a lot of things. My dad was in and out of prison. So just I was just stuck with my siblings. So then my junior year of high school, when my mama passed away, I was living with my auntie, and she just put me out. No reason at all. She just said she didn't want to come home and see my face. That's literally what she said. Because I literally did nothing at all. I went to school, went to work, and I went to dance practice, whatever else I had to do with school, and I came home. It was the same cycle. I never bothered none of them there. I just was sleeping. That's it. So I didn't understand. So after that, that's when I began to live in my car and try to figure out where to shower and stuff. I used recreation centers and YMCAs and stuff like that. So I was in my car a month or so, and I got sick of it. So I told my Girls Inc. mentors, which is someone I was talking about. Another one is Jaleesa Brumfield. She's not a Delta, but she is up there, really so far up there. I told her, and I told Takora, and they encouraged me to consider foster care. And I just wasn't having it at first. I'm like, I am not, because I was thinking about the movies and stuff like that. I was like, I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'd rather live in my car than go to foster care. That's just how my mindset was. But then I knew a woman already that I worked at the Chattanooga Zoo, and it was a lady there, and we were very close. She knew how I was treated by my auntie, because I would have to walk from my house to the zoo. And if you knew where I stayed, you'd be like, you walked in the hot heat from Chattanooga Zoo to your house. And so she would come and get me sometimes and stuff like that. And when I told her that I was living in my car, she instantly was like, "You can come live with me. We have an extra room because Micah, which is my foster brother, she was like, Micah's already at MTSU. He never's home, so you can have his room and stuff like that." So I was telling her, she didn't even care about the foster part. She was just like, I can just come live with her. So I told her it's better to become my foster mom so that I can get more scholarship money and stuff like that. Because if you're a foster child, you get scholarship money. So she was like, okay, if that's what you want or whatever. So from then, that's when I met like different caseworkers. I've had like 4. 2 of them were deltas, and then one of them was a Omega Psi Phi fraternity. So all of them, it was all about Greek life. even my guy caseworker, he was pushing it more than the women. But at that time, I already wanted it anyway. But having all these people to help me and guide me in the right way was, even more, helpful. And with the scholarship and stuff, my $20,000 scholarship, I had to write 4 essays for that non-scholarship. It was not easy. You didn't just get, that was the only scholarship that wasn't easy. You had to write 4 different ones, submitted with all these different people around the world, and they only picked like 5 of us. So it was stressful. But when I found out I got it, I was very shocked. Cause it was like, wow, okay. And in that essay was basically my story. I just wrote my story and told how Girls Inc. made an impact on my story and how they helped me to be who I am now. And another mentor is Candace Bell. She works at EPB. My school partnered with like EPB and like SunTrust and like all the big businesses around Chattanooga. And what we did was we toured. We went and met with them. We had dinners with them, and they just became your mentors. And there's one mentor that stuck with me, and she's still stuck with me to this day, and I just love her, and that's Candace. She threw my dorm party for me. She's done like so much for me. So I would say mentors are really the truth, and I encourage everyone to have mentors, because if I did not have my mentors, I don't know where I would be, honestly, because I was very stubborn. I was like, I'm gonna just stay in my car. I'm just gonna do what I got to do, and I'm just going to be okay. So if I didn't have them with all the resources and to let me know that things are okay, and it is okay to not be okay, I use that saying all the time.
Pride is a big factor in college. Pride is a big factor in college. Like, get rid of it.
Like, yes, I literally have to tell myself, it is okay not to be okay. Because I used to think that I can't not be okay. I have to be okay all the time. And that's what broke me down even more. So I just have to understand that, like, okay, you're not okay, but let's see how we can fix this. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a struggle, even through college. Different people passing away and different things happening and just so much going on. But I just still keep the same faith and keep pushing through. So.
And Diamond, you then, that junior year, you lived with this family, and then you were able to graduate, and you're mentioning, what were you in your class?
The salutatorian of my class. So
full scholarship to University of Memphis, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of different community scholarships and other outside scholarships, and then I got the big one for Memphis. So I just use some of my outside scholarships for things like studying abroad and stuff like that. I studied abroad last year.
Wait, you studied abroad?
Yes, I went.
Where did you go?
I was in Florence, Italy. I attended Florence University of the Arts. So I went there last year.
I'm like laughing.
I was gonna.
That's like amazing. I mean, I cannot believe that journey from, being in your car to being in Italy.
Yeah, I know. It's totally, it was fun. I'm glad I got to do it. I wanted to do it again this year, but can't go anywhere.
Right. How are you able to afford to go to Italy?
Scholarships. I use like some of my scholarships, long as it's school related, I can use it. And study abroad is school related because I'm going to school. So I just use those. I just told them I'm studying abroad. I need this much for this, sent them all the stuff they needed, and then they sent me the money for it. And then I sent it to the study abroad office, and that was that. And then I got the study abroad scholarship, which is very easy to get. Our tuition pays for students basically to go to study abroad. So when you fill out the scholarship, you're going to get the scholarship. It's like super simple. My mentor from EPB helped me fill that out too, and all my other stuff, because it's kind of a process to study abroad, because, you know, you got to get outside insurance, like travel insurance, and it's just so much different things you got to get. Then you got to make sure you have your passport and all of that different stuff. But yeah, that was an experience. I'm glad I got to experience it studying abroad. I definitely encourage everyone to do it who can, even though it's scary. Yeah, but I definitely encourage people to do it, because once I got there, I was by myself. But once I got there, and about a week, I was fine. I was like, I'm not scared anymore. I can walk to class from my apartment. I'm good. I know where stuff is at. I was good after that. It was just the culture shock, and I had major jet lag for like a week, because it'll be like, I'll be waking up for class at 7 in the morning, and then my friends will be going to sleep, because it'll be like 1 a.m. here. So it was like hard to talk to them. I would call them forgetting the time, and it'll be like 3 a.m. there. And they'll call me, and I'm like, it's like 4 in the morning. Why are you calling me? Like, so that was the bad part. But other than that, it was great. It was absolutely great.
You know, you've all talked about getting help, and, you know, you've had loss in your life and people who have come in and who are no longer there. When it comes to getting help, is it easy to get help? Is it hard to get help? And for those people who struggle and they're like, I don't want to get help, you know, I don't want to reach out for help. You know, what can you tell them so that they don't have to go through so much pain and so many struggles by keeping their secrets?
One thing I always say, probably in a lot of my speeches, it's okay to ask for help. It is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. Because a weak person, those are the people that are too, like, in their head, too prideful to not ask for help. If you're able to ask for help, then you are actually a strong person. So that's what I use. And it's easy to get help if you really want it. You just have to reach out. You can't be afraid to tell people what's going on. A person's not going to help anyone that they don't know anything about, or like they don't, you know, they got to make sure you got to be able to be open with people and let them know, because there's so many resources and there's so many people that actually want to help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've gotten so much help, and your story is all about people helping you once they hear what you need. And I think that that's such a beautiful, it's such a beautiful part of such a difficult story, is that people want to help you. Like, they really want to support you. I want to respect all of your time. I mean, we've had a lot of the technical stuff has made things a little bit longer, but you're like, there's so many amazing things about you. And I just have a few more questions. Laniesha, I want to understand, you go to Chattanooga State, and a lot of people go to Chattanooga State, and a lot of people will go to community college. You know, sometimes people aren't always as excited about that. So tell me a little bit about your choice to go to Chattanooga State, and just the positive parts of going down this path.
First off, I'm a biology major, right? I plan to go to med school, become an MD. I'm looking into either a PA or MD. So I'm in school for that. When I did finally decide, you know, to go to Chattanooga State, you know, I did get a lot of backlash from like teachers and things like that. You know, they were very upset with me. They were like, why would you settle for something less? You know, why would you had this opportunity, you had this. You know, I set you up with. I even had a biology offer, you know, scholarship offer, you know, for UTK, and I got a lot of backlash. People like kind of frown upon Chat State because, you know, it is a community college. You know, this what you got to think about the objective of school. What are you going to school for? And it's different for different people, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay to start at a community college, because it's not about the name of the school, it's about the education. And, you know, I always say, you know, if you can't, go ahead and get, you know, that education, you know, for cheaper, you know, it's cheaper also to go to Chattanooga State, and you're getting the same education as other people, other schools that cost more. And, but, you know,
Why did you
It's
go?
not for
Why
everyone.
was it the right place for you? That's what I want to understand. And do you even know why it was the right place? Because you had all these other opportunities, you know, and it looked like people were going to pay for you to go to these other places, but you just didn't feel comfortable leaving.
Honestly, like I mentioned earlier, I was not in the right head. Like I wasn't in the right headspace. You know, I was going through some things at the time, coming out of high school. And, you know, I just like, I felt like I needed to be with my family, you know, my grandmother, to get me through those things. I was going through something real tough. And I was like, you know, initially I was feeling like, okay, after this first year, I can go and transfer, you know, to a university. And then I was like, okay, you know, some things happen and, you know, that didn't go as planned. So I ended up staying another year and then like, you know, I'm here again. But, you know, I still plan to transfer to a university, you know, and pursue my dreams. I mean, it's simple as that.
Yeah,
You know?
and you'll get there. It sounds like you're going to get there. I mean, in life comes up. I don't, you know, I'm always curious when people are like, things happened, and you know, I'm gonna give you that space because a lot of things happen. And
I mean, honestly, okay, first year of college. Oh my goodness.
if you don't want to share this,
No, it's not bad. Like I mean, it's normal. You know, it's normal for young adults, teens, whatever, going into college. Okay, so I was a cheerleader, right? And it was a basketball player on the Oh my God, he's so slow. Sorry, I'm okay. Anyway, I really don't want to give him all that clout, so I'm not going to mention his name. So it was a basketball player. On the team, you know, I was talking to whatever. Huh?
No names, I was gonna say.
Yeah, definitely not. So this guy was dating, talk whatever we had on the basketball team, and yeah, I got in like I was really liking him. Different. Oh, you know, I liked him a lot or whatever, and to get distracted from my schoolwork, you know, trying to, you know, kicking it with this guy, hanging out with him, wonder what he's doing, and then not even thinking like this is a basketball player. You know, it's a lot of other girls. He's attracting, you know, things like that. So I was just very like I was investing too much of my time into this guy. So boom, I got like behind on grades. I wouldn't just say just him because I don't want to give him that much glory, but that was part of it. So and then another thing, I had surgery, so like that kind of, you know, threw me off. So I wasn't going to classes as much.
This was your first year at Chattanooga.
This is my first year at Chattanooga State.
Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff, and you got through that, and you're on your path. So I want to talk about dreams real quickly. I want to know what your dreams are. Dev, tell me what your dreams are. I want to hear your dreams. I know you got a lot of dreams.
I have a lot of dreams. I do. You know, my main dream is for happiness, but you know, something I just wish could just wake up and do. I wish I could be an actor, or if anything, probably be a model if possible. Honestly,
oh my gosh, a model.
I would love to be a model. Oh God.
A model. His head already up here. Oh, we don't need that.
I would love to be a model.
Are you modeling already? Have you tried to model?
Nah, it's just something I would just want to learn how to get into.
Do you know any
been
models?
looking for the right. Huh?
You know any models?
I know a few.
Nah.
Well, I'm just thinking, you know what? We'll put this out there, man, and maybe someone's like, you know, I can see Dev being a model, and maybe someone's going to find you. Just make sure they're legit.
Hey, I would love, I would love for them to.
Like maybe this is it, you know. Maybe this will be the thing, and just make sure they're legit and they're not trying to like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to smell. You got to smell that. You got to make sure that they like work with other people, because you know, I can see that happening. So you want to be a model, you want to be an actor, and musician still. Is music important?
Oh yeah, music is always gonna be a part of me. I go to my music like anytime I feel depressed or anything, not in the right state of mind.
Okay, cool. Laniesha, what's your dream?
Okay. My dream is ultimately like I want to become a doctor. Like I'm going to become a doctor. You got to speak into existence. I really don't want to settle for a PA, but I was just thinking about that. You know, just like I just started thinking about like student loans and all that stuff. But I do plan on becoming a doctor. Just like
What kind of doctor?
That I have not decided. I thought about becoming a neurosurgeon, but I was accepted into this program over like this one summer, and we actually job shadowed, different offices, and I sat in on some surgeries, and I learned that it just wasn't for me. That was a little too much. But I do want to get my name out there, just for different reasons. I want to be able to like influential speaker, excuse me. Just talk to people, like, because I feel like I know I have that gift. I attract people, just by having like a positive attitude. A lot of people like they like to be around me. They look up to me. I'm like, wow, me, what I'm saying? So I do want to like get out there and, be able to influence people, of course I didn't really share my story on here because, I'm not just 100%, comfortable at this point to just share everything. But eventually I do want to get, build my confidence up to that point to be able to share with people, my story and help them get through and help them, tell them how I overcame, and you can do the same thing, just my situation. And I want to become a doctor, just to help people, learn about the body, learn about different things. It's really for the youth, just like the generation coming up. And honestly, and this might sound crazy, I even thought about becoming an officer, like probably over the summer, just like on the side. But I had my, personal reasons for that, with all this stuff going on. It's just like, I feel like I wanted to be one of those people that actually do the job and protect, you know what I'm saying? Not just like abuse my authority, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's different reasons. I plan to own land. It's a lot, we'll be here all night, it's just like my mind, I brainstorm and think about this, success, I want to create generational wealth. I wanted to start from here because I didn't come from it. I want to be the one to start it, outreach to the communities. It's a lot of different things I have in mind. Like I literally sit up here and daydream about this. And I'm like, I'm going to be that great, not just successful. Successful is, they say successful is selfish. It's just like, you did something, but greatness affects everyone. It helps everyone, so that's the goal. I don't want to just like get off track here, but since you asked,
I want to hear it. I love it. I said before, it's like you're like a light. And when you talk about dreaming, it's exciting. And when you put it out there, people get excited. And I want to know, when you're ready to share what you want to share and put that out there, if I can help you in any way, I would love to do that, to share that, because you're going to be a doctor and you're going to own land and you're going to help people. You're going to change the world. And it's going to be something that's going to pass on to generation, because I'm someone who believes it. Like, I think if you see it, believe it,
thank you,
make it happen. I see it. You're worthy and deserving. I think it's interesting because we're dealing with a lot of difficult times right now. And, like, I'm like a white dude, clearly, that's just what I am. Could you see that, Dev? You're looking like you couldn't see. And, being born into privilege as a white person, because of the color of my skin, I'm given more advantages. I'm very aware of that. And the idea that you can be born into a world and a culture where you're rejected before you even speak, where people don't want to hear you or give you opportunities before you even take your first step, is wholly unfair. It's wrong. And I wanted to change and hope it will change when it comes to dealing with race, dealing with being a woman. I don't know how you define yourself, and I don't want to define you or label you. How do you work through that? Do you have any advice or insight or something you can share with other people to help them to get through it? Because you're all getting through it, and it's unfair and I think immensely more difficult, but you keep doing it. And how do you do that? Is it okay for me to ask that?
Yeah. That's not a problem. Like you said, coming into this world where the odds are stacked against you, that just it's some people, you know, they let it break them, and some people they take it and, you know, use it as motivation. Like I'm the type of person, you say I can't do nothing, you try to put a stereotype on me, put a label on me. I'm gonna do everything in my power to prove you wrong. Me, even today, I could be the only one at my job, the only Black woman, the only Black person, literally, you know, at my job. But I take advantage of that, and because I know all eyes are on me, so I take advantage of that, and show what I'm really about. You know, people are watching me, and so I take advantage of that and show them what I'm capable of. That I am smart. That, you know, I'm a beautiful person inside and out now. But, you know, and I just show them like I'm capable of doing that and plus more. You know, you got to like go against the grain. You can't just like fall. You know, you're gonna be a statistic either way it go. You're gonna either a good one or a bad one. You're gonna be. So it's just the choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely encourage people. You know, just go against the odds. Don't fall victim to the system. You know. Because, like, probably you got to break the cycles. You got to break the generational cycles. Somebody has to stop there. You have to start thinking about this. You don't want to be out in the street. That's what they want. That's what they think about us. You know, they think, you know, yeah, this is just another dumb child probably going to get, you know, pregnant at a young age. But I'm not trying to sound negative, but, you know, this is what I hear. This is, you know, it's real life. We're talking, it's real life here. You know what I'm saying? You just got to, really know that you're worth it. That's knowing your worth, you know, knowing you can do better than what they label you as, you know, be better than, rise above that.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, the best thing somebody ever told me was you can't. So use that as always as motivation to do whatever you decide to do. Don't fall victim to the system and they trying to get it. You know, say their names. Say their names. Equality over quantity.
Yeah. I just have two more questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. Your most uncomfortable experience in college and how you got through it. You can keep it brief. Is there one that jumps out? I think, Dev, you might have already talked about your most uncomfortable experience, and I think we got that. But maybe there was more. And, you know, you can include partying. You can include relationships, your love life, breakups, anything like that.
My college experience was probably when I was at ETSU. Like I seen a lot of movies of like, you know, white parties and stuff, but like they actually do all that stuff. they actually do all, like everything. Like they jump off the like the ceilings and into the tables, into the speakers, and like woo party, like all of that stuff really like real. So like when I first seen all of that like firsthand, I was so scared because I was like, y'all really do this? And like I'm not a racist or anything by heart, I swear, but like I was so scared that night. Like I was like, why are y'all doing this? Like they have every drug in there imaginable. Like I'm just like, it's time to go. Like it's just time to go. This is not my party at all. Like
yeah.
How were you able to stay away from the drugs and alcohol and that stuff?
I just I've never had a drive for it. Yeah. Like I never really had a drive for it. I turn up here and there, but I don't do nothing crazy at all.
Right.
At all.
People don't pressure you. You can still stay on whatever path you want, and people aren't going to, you know, pull you one way or the other.
I've never been a victim of peer pressure. I always say it is like I don't have stage fright, as I don't have stage fright to be myself. I'll never flex who I am. Like even when it comes to these letters that I wear every day faithfully, you know, I'm the same person. Anybody that knows me can literally vouch. I am literally the exact same person with or without these letters. Yes, they gave me more opportunities to show who I am and for me to express who I am and put more eyes on me, but I'm literally the same exact person as I was before. So just
right for people.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Please. But like just honestly be yourself, keep focused, you know, don't fall victim. Just please don't. Peer pressure, yeah, you might be a victim to it, But you always remember, can't nobody does if they don't have a gun to your head, they can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. And if it's not, like I tell everyone, it's not, if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. Like automatically, don't even, if you have to question it or think twice about it, it's a no.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Diamond, uncomfortable experience at the University of Memphis. I'm sorry, uncomfortable experience at the University of Memphis and how you got through it.
I don't even know if I had an uncomfortable experience. That's what I've been over here thinking about the whole time.
Me too.
Because like I don't have none at JSU.
Like,
I have none.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like Memphis, everyone's so family oriented and just And if something was to happen, everyone's on one side. Like we're like a family. I don't know. Like I'm glad that I guess I didn't have to deal with an uncomfortable experience. So I was trying to think outside the box, like you said, relationships and stuff like that too. But I'm like,
hey Diamond, hey, tell them about when you first went to Memphis, how they welcomed you there. Your little welcome week. You know, when you first got to Memphis as a freshman and you had that little event, or you left earlier than everybody.
Hold on,
like when you first got there.
It's an uncomfortable experience?
It's like just like since you can't think of nothing uncomfortable, I feel like,
well, the other one
I'm gonna let you, this is me telling you to promote your school now before I go promote mine. And the first thing I'm gonna start off with is Deion Sanders. So I'm gonna let you go.
I didn't even look, it is what it is. I was just trying to think. Just like, did I have any uncomfortable experience? One thing about Memphis, like he said, they do welcome you. You're going to feel, that's what made me
want
to go.
I felt it and I ain't even go.
I'm not going to sit here and lie. If I was going to change schools, Dev don't even know this. When I said my junior year, I was transferring to Jackson State. But I also told myself, I said, if I make this sorority, it's no point in me changing, so I'm not going anymore. But I definitely, because at one point in time, I was kind of sick of Memphis, and I'm like, I want to be at HBCU.
Hey,
and I was going to go
those who do want to come to Jackson State, you know what I'm saying? We are always welcoming new people. You better get on the bandwagon now before we get to popping.
I just told you, I'm not going.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not leaving. Now it's too late. I'm gonna go.
Your most joyful. It's going to be your most joyful experience that you've had in college. And then it's going to be the advice you'd give to high school you. So, Diamond, let's just share with me your most joyful experience, your most wonderful.
Okay. It's actually before I started like actual college. Memphis has this thing called Frosh Camp. It's for incoming freshmen. You come, you meet the other incoming freshmen at a camp. You have fun for like 3 days. It's amazing. That right then is what made me want to go to the school. Because orientation, I did not want to go. After orientation, I was like, I don't want to go to this school. I went to Frosh Camp. I literally cried the last day because I didn't want to go back home. Like, that's how serious it was. Like, in that short amount of time, I felt like those people were really my family. Like, I was sitting there bawling, and they was just all, because you're in a cabin with each other, and it's called a family. You have your papa and your mama, and you have your brothers and sisters. And so all my brothers and sisters at the time, they were just hugging me. They were like, it's okay, you're going to see us when school starts. School started in like 2 months. But that's what made me, like, that was even though college hadn't even started, that was my most memorable moment of college because I was so ready for college after that. And I was like, this school is amazing. So, yeah.
Love it. Devon, tell me your, Dev, tell me your, my dog's barking. I'm trying to stop it. Dev, tell me your most joyful experience.
My most joyful experience probably be the second time when I came back to Jackson State, man. It's just the way I was welcomed back by like everybody in Jackson State alone. Like, I didn't really notice how popular I was on campus until I came back to campus. So, it was just a lot of like love and just welcome back. And, it just made me feel like a family. So that's why I'm so prideful of my school. I love my school. I really do. A little bit too much.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And then for the last piece, and then Diamond, after you share this, you can mute yours because I'm getting some noise from the outside, and this will be it. Diamond, if you could go back in time and give you, high school you, freshman you, a tip, if you were to see yourself in the hallway and you'd be like, hey, Diamond, come here. I want to tell you a secret, all right? What would you tell high school freshman you if you could go back in time based on the experiences you've had?
The first one is kind of funny, but stay away from football players. For sure. Like, for sure. Stay away. Far, far away. After freshman year, never. No. Even I worked as a football ambassador and everything, and I just can't stand them. But that would be one for sure.
One.
And I guess another one would be branch out more, because freshman me did not branch out. I was in my dorm a lot. Like, I did not like people. I just wasn't with it. Like, all my friends.
High school. This is freshman high school you. So if you can go back in time and see high school Diamond, okay. So is that what you were doing?
Yes, I'm talking, but I was talking about my freshman. Talking to my high school person, like preparing them when they're freshmen.
Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. That's so annoying. Okay, go back.
Yeah, I would just tell her that, like, once you get to freshman year as a college student, well, that was the one thing, the football player thing. And then the other thing is to branch out a little more, because with my school in high school, it was easy. It was a small school. You branch out, you don't really have to branch out. Everybody is, then it was all girl school. We're sisterly. It was nothing. It wasn't hard. So when I went to college, it's a little harder. You got all of these people, guys included. I could barely get through GEAR UP classes with guys. I was like, I am like, every year I have to go to GEAR UP and sit in class with them. I'm like, I'm so glad I go to an all-girl school. How do y'all learn with these guys in this classroom? But luckily, college guys aren't like that. But that was just my mindset. So I just never did anything as a college freshman. So yeah, I would definitely tell her that.
The branch out. Awesome. You're amazing. Dev, if you can go back to high school and see high school you, Dev, what would you tell high school you walking down the hall? You get to whisper in your ear, hey, Dev, do this. And this is going to be the thing that's going to help you. What's the magic? What do you tell yourself?
You won't look like that for much longer. I tell them that off rip. But when I think about stuff like that, I also think about the things I've achieved due to stuff like that. So, a lot of it would be, I probably tell them take basketball a little bit more serious, because you have a great amount of talent in that sport and you really don't know it. I would also tell myself to go buy another baseball glove, because, that freshman year I lost my baseball glove because I ain't gonna lie, I was a prodigy in baseball. Like, I was, but, one of our houses caught mold in it and it got to the glove and everything, so I had to throw everything away. But I would tell you, take basketball more serious, keep taking music serious as well. But, those rainy days are going to come to an end. Just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
The ones that you want in high school, trust me, they gonna try to come back. Just be patient.
Yeah, that's great. You are also generous. You can unmute yourself, Diamond. I really appreciate. I just want to thank you all. I want to thank you, Dev. Thanks, Diamond. Thanks, Laniesha. I know that she had to step out, but I want to thank you all so much. I'm so grateful for your time. Before we say goodbye, is there anything you wanted to clarify? I always do a little damage control. If people have anything, they're like, man, I wish I didn't say that, or, oh, I want to clear that up. Is there anything else you could think of? I feel like you've been so open, and I want to give that chance. Again, I'm just so thankful for the gift of being able to have you all here today. If any students watching this want to reach out to you, are you comfortable with them asking you questions, or are you?
Please reach out.
I don't
please
care at all.
Please reach out. Anybody that wants to get in contact with me about anything, modeling, acting, school, homework, you need just somebody to talk to, new friends, new anything, I promise you, but I am the person. I'm always welcome to meet new people. I love meeting new people. It gives me a chance to learn about the new culture, the new way people think, these new ideas that people have. I'm not that friend that's going to tell you wrong. I'm the honest to God friend that you wish you had. Not going to lie to you.
I feel that. I feel that. So thanks for being so generous. So if there's anybody watching and you want to reach out to Dev, or you want to reach out to Diamond, or you want to reach out to Laniesha, we've got their contact information here. So reach out to them. I'm so grateful that I can be here. Thank you all for taking the time. And for those of you who are watching and listening, I'm Harlan Cohen. This is Before College TV. We've been having a college conversation. I look forward to being in your corner and continuing the conversation. I'm going to do that wrap up one more time because I was like stuttering. And for those of you who are listening, and those of you who are watching, I want to thank you for being here. I'm Harlan in a college conversation, and we will continue to be here for you. Everybody, thanks so much for being here. All right. Grateful to have you.